I'm Nadine Hackney, and I'm from, that's actually a super hard question. Right now I'm from, I'm not really from anywhere, I guess. That should be a super simple question, but originally I'm from Montreal, and I've also lived in Ontario and Switzerland, and Nova Scotia has been home for almost 15 years now. I came originally to go to Dow, and spent about 8 years in Halifax, and then moved to the South Shore. So I lived in Hubbards for a long time. I was drawn to that space just because of the beaches and the peacefulness, and really wanted that to be what I worked the rest of my life around, was being able to go to the beach and swim every day and play with my dogs in the woods. So I guess you could say I'm from Nova Scotia now. A little bit about me. I'm not sure exactly what to share, but right now I'm wearing, some people say a lot of different hats. I don't really know where that saying came from, but I'll use it. I'll say I wear a lot of different hats. And I feel really fortunate because I love everything that I do. And I know a lot of people aren't in that position, so I'm certainly aware of my privilege in that sense. But I have a number of different positions. I work for the municipality of Chester in recreation and community development. I also work for the municipality of Halifax in recreation. And then I run a forest school program called the Evergreen Club, which is amazing and just makes my heart happy, is something that we use a term with the kids. It makes my heart happy. And that's something I get to do outdoors with kids full time, and it's wonderful. And I'm also a hike leader. And what else do I do? More recently, very exciting, my friend Catherine and I started a group called Curvy Girls Hiking. And I'm really excited about that right now because it's meant a lot to me personally. A lot of what I do in my work in my life is to try to create environments, to try to connect people with other people who I would have liked to see as mentors, as role models when I was young. So Curvy Girls Hiking is very personal for me. Another program that I run through HRM Recreation is called Go Girls. And that's for junior high girls age about 10 to 14. And it's all about connecting with others who might not necessarily be involved in group sports or team activities or traditional after-school programs. So we created this group that was for those young women to make new friends, to feel like they're in a supportive environment, and to try new things. And trying new things sounds really, really broad, but it's literally, I work with the girls, and anything that they want to try, I try to make that happen. And so they can dream up anything, and I try to make it happen. And it's been amazing because I've challenged myself as well. I've done things like rock climbing and horseback riding. We've done archery and yoga and synchronized swimming. All these crazy, crazy things that I've really loved getting to know the girls, and really grown a lot personally. And the program's grown a lot as well. I had recently, this summer, I had one of those magical work moments where one of the original girls who participated in the program went through over the years and then went off, and she outgrew the program, but she's in her last year of high school, going into university this September. But she became one of our leaders this year, and she was phenomenal. She blew away all my expectations, and it was so great to see such a powerful young role model for the younger generation again. And yeah, I even got goosebumps just because she was just so great, and I loved having her be part of the program, and seeing the success and what a difference she was making in the lives of those girls too, and what a great role model she was. So that's fun. So that's, see, like my tears starting. Yeah, that was missing for sure. I think I used to see what I wanted in other female role models, but not necessarily be able to connect with them. And so I think that was I didn't have anyone in my closest circle, definitely. But there were also, I'd see women in the media or teachers at school, and I'd think things like, oh, I'd feel envy. I wish I had a life like them. Yeah, so I'd see women in the media or in my community growing up, parents of friends, or I had older siblings, so any friends of theirs, in general, just, and I guess there were a couple of things around that. First of all, I'd see people and my feelings about them would be jealousy. Like it would be tend to be negative, almost because I didn't have what they had, and so it ended up being like it wasn't a super healthy situation. Or I'd see people and think, oh, I want to be like them when I'm older, but I'd have no idea how. Like I wasn't confident going and approaching them. I wasn't building relationships with the type of people that I maybe should have been around, and I didn't have the skill set to, I guess, step out of those places in my life into building healthier relationships, or I guess seeking out mentors or role models. And I didn't have a supportive system to encourage me to do that either. So yeah, I sort of felt like when I was younger, it was certainly not getting anywhere. There was no someone helping me up that I really would have liked. Yeah, lifting up for sure. And I think it's hard to say, but I've connected with so many kids or youth, but I genuinely feel like each time that I connect with one person, I always try to make a difference in their lives. So I'm not, I try to be really in person with everything that I do, because for me, that's what makes the biggest difference. So in all my programs, I have kind of the higher level planning positions, but I also have, like, I'm working with these kids, I'm out in the woods with these kids, I'm going on hikes with these women. And that is the most important thing for me, because each connection that I make is really important. And I think working with kids has taught me a lot in that sense, because I'm an early childhood educator. I could have added that. So I've been in ECE for a number of years now. So there's the whole professional realm of that, but also just seeing the value in what you can offer in building a strong relationship with one child, and being able to be there for them and whatever they need. So kids are so magical because their emotions are so upfront, and I am able to most of the time respond with what they need, or try to support them in figuring out what they need. And I think that's part of why I love working in nature as well. And everything I do is so well connected or works well together. Because for me personally, but also with all the kids that I've worked with, you really see the difference when people are spending more time outside. And those kids especially, nature gives them whatever they need. So if a kid, I mean, at a really simple level, if a kid needs to either run fast or go slow, if they need to be really loud or really quiet, if they need to have solo time or big group time, nature, like the forest, you can do anything. You can be whoever you want to be. You could be like, pretend to be an acrobat, or you could pretend to be a scientist. And that's, so from working with kids, that's something I learned at a really basic level. That's really like, nature loves you just the way that you are. And I try to make every kid feel that way. And it's been a learning experience for myself as well, because I can walk into the forest and anything that I'm worried about or feeling self-conscious about, it kind of goes away. And sometimes I can be very reflective, or sometimes I just don't give a shit and I just go for a hike. But when you think about it, it's like, okay, just yesterday I went for this amazing swim. I did a hike and then a swim at a waterfall. And then afterwards I was like, wow, like I feel amazing. And it didn't matter what anyone thought about me or what I thought about myself, or like nature just doesn't care. the forest doesn't care about any of the shit that's going on in your head, basically. And that's really been helpful for me. And the ability to be whoever you want to be, I think that's so strong. It's like freedom, but safe freedom, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I could spend all day, every day outside. um, I guess another thing that I'm pretty excited about recently is, well, talking about who I looked up to when I was younger, or who I would have hoped to see or have in my life as a role model. The more I am out there now, a little bit on social media, which is scary for me because I tend to be not techie at all and really shy away from computer and really prefer being in the woods. But I've been on social media more, and that has surprised me in that it's been amazing to connect with other people. And I've only discovered that recently, and I'm 33, and I've struggled with things like mental health, for example, my whole life. But it's only been the past, I'd say, like 4 or 5 years that I've been able to connect with people online. And so Curvy Girls Hiking is one thing that I love. The more I do it, the more other people do it. And it's just this snowball of being able to connect with other people, and realizing that there are other people who have had the same experience as me, either growing up or with current life, have the same thoughts as me or look the same as me. And so that representation in the media is something I'm really newly discovering, but also feeling really passionate about it. And the more I see these amazing women and it's mostly women, there are amazing men out there, absolutely too, but especially in the hiking community, there are people doing amazing things and speaking out about, I'm going to say, like, health at every size, and speaking out about eating disorders and mental health. And just being totally upfront about who they are, and speaking about who they are. And that's something that's really new to me. This is one of the first realms, and Curvy Girls Hiking is one of the first times in my life that I've been open about having struggled with mental illness or eating disorders or anything that's in my past, like childhood trauma or anything like that. So it's helping other people, but it's helping myself as well. I'm working on that with has been so great because she's super inspiring. She's a friend, she's a role model, but she is one person who's really taught me to be, not taught me, but showed me that being myself, it feels really good, and I've never had that before. And I really look up to her just because she speaks everything so openly and honestly, and that's new to me, and it's exciting. And sometimes I feel silly because I feel like it's a bit old for me to be realizing that, but I have a lot of life left. And so I'm really happy with where I am in my life and looking forward to everything that is to come. I feel like I'm in a really good position this year, or the past few years of transition, and of seeing what my future might bring. And I'm really open to anything, which is exciting, scary, but also exciting. So yeah. So Curvy Girls Hiking is a fairly new group that Catherine and I started. So Catherine and I met at a conference, and she is a yoga instructor, and she was describing how she creates welcoming spaces in her classes, and I was really drawn to everything that she was saying. She really focuses on access and inclusion in everything that she does, and I really wanted to connect with her a bit more. So we started talking, and I think both of us, somehow it came up in conversation that we both like hiking, and somehow the group Fat Girls Hiking came up, which is a group based out of the States, that we both follow on Instagram. And we both said, it was kind of a magical conversation because we both just said, oh, have you heard of Fat Girls Hiking? And then she was like, yes. And then I was like, oh, I would love to do something like that. And she was like, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about this for so long. And we were both in that position where that was something that we both really wanted to do, but didn't have that next step or that person. So it was a perfect moment. And then I think probably a few weeks later, we met for coffee, and we had coffee and a little plant shop date. And we connected really well. And I just felt instantly like she was someone that I wanted to spend a lot of time around. And we have all the same, like anytime we talk about our goals for the group, we're just really on the same page. And that's amazing. So we're new friends, but very good friends now. And I feel really fortunate to have her in my life. And Perfect Girls Hiking is for, I'm going to say everyone. I'd like it to be for everyone. In the world of accessibility and inclusion, I can't claim that it's for everyone because there's so many barriers. Everyone in the world has different barriers to participating on a hike, for example, that I think that full inclusion or accessibility isn't possible for us right now. But we wanted to create a space where the attitudes are inclusive and accessible 100%. So I want to, if someone wants to come on a hike and they have some anxiety about something or a physical, like something physical that makes them question if they would be able to do the hike or not, I want to be able to have those open conversations and be able to say with the group, okay, how can we make this more accessible for this person? And I think a lot of it is about creating that sense of safety and having those conversations, safety and I guess encouragement. We want to encourage people to have those conversations because so many times, well, just yesterday I had a friend say, I couldn't come on a group hike, or my friend said that she couldn't come on a group hike because she's worried that she would be the slowest. And I said, well, yeah, but so does everybody else. And she was like, no, I really think I would be the slowest. And I said, no, everybody thinks that. Not everybody, but there are a lot of people who think that. And that's part of it. It is that even if you were the slowest, it wouldn't matter because we don't measure who's going how fast. And it's not about, that's not what it's about at all. It's just about showing up and being in a supportive group and having fun together and trying new things, and trying to shift the culture of hiking, especially in Nova Scotia, trying to shift the culture a bit away from the standard, well, I was going to say mech wearing, but I don't want to just mech because I like mech, but trying to shift the culture towards seeing a bit more diversity in who's going on hikes and who's taking up space in all these beautiful outdoor spaces that we have in Nova Scotia. Beaches, forests, lakes. Yeah, we have a lot of great spaces and a lot of great people. And I just like to see more people enjoying those spaces. It was amazing. And it's one of those things that happens. I mean, again, one of those, I talk about those magical moments in some of the work that I do. So I had women say to me, like, that they're so glad that we created this group and they've never been so comfortable. And I had a woman crying because she hadn't been to a hike or a group event since her daughter had passed away. And this was one of those, it was a really amazing moment for her. And I had no idea that we had created that or supported that. And she said, just knowing that this would be a supportive environment encouraged her to step out and make that. And I was like, oh my gosh, it almost scared me, like how major of a stepping stone that was for her. But it was amazing. So those big moments happening, and I mean, some you don't know about, you have no idea what impact you have on other people, but I do love hearing about these things. I mean, with my work with youth, I've had children who've really struggled in their lives, and I've had parents come up to me and say, you have no idea, like this has made such a big difference in this kid's life. And that, I just love hearing that. And yeah, so that's why I just love what I do. And I hope, I hope I can continue helping other people. Helping? No, that's a bit, I don't know if helping is the right word. I don't feel like it's me helping people. Does that make sense? I feel like ideally I'd like my role to be in other people's lives. I'd like to be either a role model or someone supportive. I believe a lot in each individual's capacity on their own. Like, you don't necessarily need someone else to help you up, but maybe to step aside or show you the way. And I really would, like to add that to more people's lives, because I think the most important thing in my life is connecting with kids and nature, and that's what I love.